Welcome back to the Just Grill and Outdoor Living channel. I'm Sam. In today's video, I'm going to show you and tell you everything you need to know on how to use your brand new Kamado Joe grill. First, let me start off by thanking you for getting your Kamado Joe from us at Just Grill and Outdoor Living. Now, if you didn't get your Kamado Joe from us, go ahead and pack it up and ship it back. No, I'm totally kidding with you. But if you are in Florida, make sure you come see us in our designer showroom and we can help you with everything from a new grill, accessories, to lump charcoal. So let's get back on track and set some expectations for this video. The purpose of this video is so you can really get an understanding of how your grill works and to feel confident using it. A lot of the topics that I touch on in this video come through my interactions with our clients. So it's great knowledge, so make sure you're paying attention to it. Now, if there is something that I don't cover, wait till the end of the video. I probably will cover it, but if I don't, just leave it in the comments below and I'll answer that for you. Let's start with the grill's appearance. While most of these grills are mass-produced, there are parts that are hand-assembled on here. One of the first things you may or may not notice taking this grill out of the box is spider webbing. The term is actually known as crazing. Now, this is something most new grills, they might have it, they might not. But it's gonna be something that the grill's gonna develop over time, one way or the other. This is not something that's unique to Kamado Joe. Big Green Egg has it, Primo has it, all ceramic grills, they have it. The next thing you might notice on the outside, the way that these grills are painted and the molds are made for them, is that there could be maybe a bubble or two in a spot. Again, it's not a production flaw, it just has to do with the way that these grills are mass produced, the domes and the bases. Something else I've spoken with clients with a fair amount of times is the silicone on the lower draft door. That piece is applied by hand. And when something's applied by hand, you're gonna have man-made error. It's not really error. Some of them just have a little bit more silicone than the others. I say it's actually better if there's more there, just because you know that that lower draft door is firmly in place. And the last thing to point out on your new grill out of the box is there may or may not be a smudge or two or some manufacturing dust on the parts inside the grill. It's not a big deal. You don't need to clean it. Absolutely do not use chemicals or waters. I'm gonna touch on cleaning a little bit later. But if you take a picture of your grill as is, it's gonna be the cleanest it's ever going to be. So do not worry about that whatsoever. Now let's talk some safety and basics on how to use the grill. This is kind of an overlooked topic, but you're gonna be cooking with a live fire in this grill. And when you're cooking with a live fire, it gets hot. You probably don't think about hand protection very much, but I highly recommend investing in a pair of high heat gloves. These are rated up to 660 degrees, and trust me, you're gonna need them. And the most important safety feature to remember when using your Kamado Joe grill is burping it. Now, that's already kind of built into these grills the way the latch release works. So burping your grill, just in case you're not familiar, is what you need to do so the flames do not all just rush out of your grill. When you're cooking with a live fire like this at high heats and you add oxygen to it, it's gonna be similar if you've ever been to a bonfire and watched someone pour gasoline on the fire. So the way to properly burp your grill and protect yourself is to give the latch a bump, the grill slightly opens a little bit, you wait 2 to 3 seconds, and then you're good. Go ahead and open up and do what you need to do. Fellas, it's gonna save your arm hair, and ladies, trust me, it's gonna keep your eyebrows. Another thing to be aware of with Kamado Joe grills is which generation model you have. If you have the 3rd generation model, you're gonna be pretty safe in this scenario, but if you have the 1st and 2nd generation, you need to be very mindful of this. The 3rd generation grills have metal side shelves, so if you put something hot on there, it's not gonna melt the shelves. The same can't be said for the first and second generation grills. So if you put something hot on the plastic shelves, not only is it gonna melt your shelf and ruin it, whatever is there could fall and catch something else on fire. So please be very mindful of this. Another safety tip to remember is that to shut down the grill or turn it off, you need to close all the vents. You have 3 places on the grill where air can get in. First, there's the lower vent. Next, the control tower up top. And lastly, the lid, which most of the time this already is closed. Just make sure it's sealed shut. This helps put the fire out inside, and it's gonna save your charcoal for the next time you're ready to cook. And those are my big safety tips when using a Kamado Joe grill. So now let's talk about how to use the grill itself. So the first step to getting the grill started is to understand how this grill really works. The fire, it's managed by airflow that is allowed to enter the grill in 2 main places. The first is the lower vent door, and the second is the upper control tower. Your main temperature swings are gonna come from the lower vent door. Think of this area for double-digit temperature swings, and you fine-tune your airflow for single-digit temperature swings by adjusting the top vent. The airflow works its way through the lower vent door and up into the firebox. And depending on your grill model, you'll either have a metal firebox grate or the charcoal basket. The charcoal basket offers more opportunities for ash to drop down below and allows air to flow through the grill much better. The firebox grate has a handful of openings for air, and if it's not stirred well before you use the grill, it's gonna get clogged with ash, and that's gonna hinder your airflow. If this is your first time firing up the grill, you're not gonna notice this because there's no ash yet. With the charcoal basket, you wouldn't have to stir the charcoal. You could just simply lift the basket out, shake the basket over your garbage can, and let the ash fall right in there. Then all you would need to do is empty the slide out ash drawer, which is easy enough. Now, you don't always have to lift out the charcoal basket. You could do it like if you have the firebox grate and just use the ash tool to stir the charcoal, helping it fall down under into the slide out ash drawer. The next thing I want you to understand is that you need to use lump charcoal in these grills. And not just lump charcoal, good lump charcoal. A good quality lump charcoal is key for a great experience. Bad lump charcoal is not going to be as carbonized, and it's going to produce more ash, and it's going to burn up faster. And how that negatively affects you is in your airflow. The lump pieces also help air pass through the grill better, which keeps the fire going. But if any charcoal that you do use in this grill, no briquettes. I repeat, do not use briquettes. One thing I want you to know for sure, do not use lighter fluid. Not only is it going to give your food a terrible taste, it can seep into the ceramics, and it's going to be there for a long time, and that chemical is not something you want in your grill. Those are the basics to understand before lighting your grill. Once your fresh charcoal is loaded in and ready to be lit, you can do this a few ways. The most common is to use these wax fire starters. You simply would just place a few squares around the charcoal, light them, and wait until it catches the coals on fire. Typically, this will take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes just for it to catch, but it varies based on the charcoal you're using. For time purposes, I'm using a Luft fire lighter, and I highly recommend this accessory. What this does is it lights my charcoal in less than 2 minutes, and the fan that's built into it helps cut down my waiting time because it's gonna help get the overall charcoal going much faster. Once the charcoal's lit and the grill lid's closed, that's when you can start adjusting your top and your lower vent. When the dome temperature is about 50 degrees away from your set cook temp, you really need to start dampering down so that way you don't overshoot your desired temp. Cooking with the grill, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. You're either gonna be using the slow roller or the half moon deflector plates, or you're not gonna be. So you use the slow roller and half moon deflector plates when you're slow smoking something, AKA low and slow smokes. The only time you might be using those half moon deflector plates is if you're doing a high heat cook with a direct and an indirect cook, so maybe some steaks and veggies. Otherwise, you're not using either of those 2 pieces in the grill, so it's pretty straightforward. In terms of when you're done cooking, you need to close down the grill properly, and that's also very easy. Once your dome's closed, all you need to do, close the top vent, shut the bottom, you're all set. Now let's get into caring for your Kamado Joe. It's actually gonna be more easy than you think. And the first thing you need to know is that this grill, it's a self-cleaning grill. You don't need to use any type of chemicals in it. You're gonna be doing what's called a clean burn inside this grill. You ramp the grill up to 800 degrees, let it run for an hour, and it does everything you need it to do on the inside. That's it. Absolutely no chemicals. The ceramics will soak up those chemicals, and that's the last thing you want, is to be cooking and have something seep out into the food. So again, I can't stress that enough. No chemicals. It's gonna be a clean burn all the way. And it's easy to do. If you do a high heat cook, maybe you just finished doing some steaks, just let the grill get a little bit hotter. Take it to 700-800 degrees, let that clean burn go, and you're gonna be in good shape for the next time you wanna use the grill. As for the cooking grates, you can leave them in during the clean burn, or you can take them out and use a degreaser on them. Dawn dish soap works well, or at Just Grill and Outdoor Living, we have our own special degreaser that works really well on stainless steel grates, so you can also pick that up and use that as well. Your ceramics are never gonna look as clean as when you first got this grill. So after the high heat burn, however they look, that's what it's gonna be. As for your control tower, just take it off, some warm soapy water, or while the grill's about 400 degrees, 450, just let it be in there and some of that gunk will come right off. It'll be super easy to clean off. The last thing you can do, and this is purely optional because you are gonna have to wait till the grill cools down a significant amount, is if you wanna clean out your ash afterwards, you can do that and get yourself ready for the next cook. Otherwise, we talked about on the front end, that's what you do for a successful cook. So it's up to you on what you wanna do, but that's all you need to know for how to take care of your grill. Now we've been through how to care for your Kamado Joe, how to use the grill, and what to expect when you unbox it. And that's everything you need to know. If I didn't cover something that you have a question on, just leave it in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer it. You can also find us online at info@justgrillinflorida.com. And for those of you in the Tampa area, you can also just come see us in our designer showroom. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful and subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a ton. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.